You did not find this video. This video found you. And if you feel even the slightest pull right now, even the faintest whisper of recognition somewhere deep in your chest, then what I am about to share with you is not information. It is confirmation, because something has already shifted inside you, something you may not even have language for yet, something that began before you clicked on this video, before you typed those words into the search bar, before you woke up this morning with that strange restlessness that would not leave you alone. You have been feeling it, haven't you? That quiet knowing that the life you have been living is somehow too small for what you are becoming. That pull towards something you cannot name but can absolutely feel. That sense that the ground beneath your old identity is cracking open. Not because something is going wrong, but because something is finally going right. Let that land for a moment. Because here is what no one tells you about spiritual awakening, about ascension, about the process of becoming who you actually are beneath every mask and every role and every story the world handed you before you were old enough to refuse it. They do not tell you that the most powerful transformations do not announce themselves with fireworks. They begin with confusion. They begin with a feeling of not fitting. They begin with the strange, almost uncomfortable sensation that everything you once believed is quietly rearranging itself without your permission. And that is exactly where you are right now. So breathe into this. Not because I am going to give you some abstract theory about dimensions and light codes, but because what we are about to explore together is the most intimate, the most real, the most scientifically grounded and spiritually alive truth you will ever encounter. The truth that your ascension is not something you need to earn, chase, or wait for. It has already begun. And it is unstoppable, not because of anything you did, but because of what you are. Most people think of ascension as something that happens to special people. Monks on mountaintops, mystics in caves, enlightened beings who somehow transcended the mess of being human. And because of this belief, millions of people who are actively ascending right now do not recognize what is happening to them. They think they are broken. They think something is wrong. They go to doctors, to therapists, to anyone who might explain why they suddenly cannot tolerate the life they spent years building, why their relationships feel hollow, why their career feels meaningless, why they lie awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling with tears streaming down their face for no reason they can articulate. But here is the thing. There is a reason, and it is not pathology. It is not depression in the way the world defines depression. It is not anxiety in the way the world treats anxiety. What is happening is that your consciousness is expanding faster than your identity can keep up. You are literally outgrowing the container of who you thought you were. And that process, that sacred, terrifying, beautiful process, is what the ancient traditions called ascension. What quantum physics now calls coherence. What your body experiences as a complete reorganization of everything. Let me explain what is actually happening, not just spiritually, but at the level of your biology, your neurology, your very cells. Because when you understand the mechanics of what you are going through, the fear dissolves, and what replaces it is awe. Your body is not a solid thing. You know this intellectually, perhaps, but you have not truly felt it yet. At the subatomic level, you are over 99% empty space. The atoms that make up your flesh, your bones, your brain, they are not solid particles sitting still. They are vibrating fields of energy, probability clouds, quantum fluctuations dancing in and out of existence billions of times per second. You are not matter having a spiritual experience. You are a field of consciousness that has temporarily organized itself into what appears to be matter. And that field, your field, is shifting its frequency. This is not metaphor. This is measurable. The HeartMath Institute has spent decades documenting how the electromagnetic field of the human heart changes when a person moves from states of fear and separation into states of coherence and connection. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. When you are in a state of gratitude, of love, of deep presence, that field becomes organized, coherent, powerful. It literally changes the behavior of the particles around you. It influences the people near you. It restructures reality at the quantum level. And here is what is extraordinary about this moment in your life. Your field is reorganizing itself, not because you read a book about it, not because you followed a technique, but because consciousness itself is evolving through you. You are not doing the ascending. The ascending is doing you. If this is resonating with you, if you can feel something shifting even as you listen, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. That simple act is a declaration that you are choosing to stay tuned to this frequency. Think about that for a moment. Feel it in your body. You are not climbing a ladder towards some higher state. A higher state is descending into you, pouring into every cell, every synapse, every forgotten corner of your being, illuminating everything that is not aligned with what you are becoming. And what gets illuminated first is always what hurts, always what you hid, always what you buried so deep you forgot it was there. This is why ascension does not feel like bliss at first. It feels like destruction. If you are in that phase right now, if your life feels like it is falling apart, if relationships are ending, if your sense of self is dissolving, if you feel more lost than you have ever felt, I need you to hear this with every fiber of your being. You are not lost. You are being found. The universe is not punishing you. It is answering the prayer you have been whispering in the silence of your heart for years. The prayer that said, "Show me who I really am." The prayer that said, "I am ready for more." The prayer that said, "I cannot keep living like this," and the universe, which is not separate from you, which is you experiencing itself through the aperture of your awareness, that universe heard you, and it said yes. And now everything that is not true is being burned away so that what is true can finally breathe. This is the part where most people turn back. This is the part where the discomfort becomes so intense that the mind, the beautiful, terrified, well-meaning mind, starts screaming that something is wrong, that you made a mistake, that you should go back to the old life, the old patterns, the old version of yourself that at least felt familiar even if it felt dead. The mind does not want transformation. The mind wants survival, and to the mind, the unknown is death. But you are not your mind. You never were. You are the awareness in which the mind arises. You are the space in which thoughts appear and dissolve. You are the silence beneath the noise. And that silence, that awareness, that is what is ascending. Not the personality, not the ego, not the collection of memories and preferences and fears that you have been calling yourself for all these years. The real you. The one who was here before your first breath and will be here, after your last. That one is waking up. And it is waking up inside a human body, inside a human life, inside this exact moment, which is the only moment that has ever existed. So let us talk about what Ascension actually looks like. Not the Instagram version, not the version with angel numbers and twin flames and perfectly curated spiritual aesthetics. The real version. The messy, raw, unglamorous, profoundly sacred version that no one posts about because it does not look good on camera. Ascension looks like crying in your car for 20 minutes and not knowing why. It looks like suddenly being unable to watch the news without feeling physically ill. It looks like food that used to comfort you now making you feel heavy. It looks like friendships that sustained you for decades suddenly feeling like wearing a coat 3 sizes too small. It looks like insomnia, vivid dreams ringing in your ears, pressure in your forehead, tingling in your hands. It looks like knowing things before they happen. It looks like feeling other people's emotions so intensely you cannot tell where they end and you begin. It looks like the complete dismantling of everything you thought was real. And it looks like this. It looks like you, right now, listening to these words, feeling that resonance in your chest, that tightness in your throat, that strange combination of grief and excitement that has no name in any language because it is the feeling of a caterpillar realizing it is becoming something with wings. I want to ask you something. What is the one thing in your life right now that you know you have outgrown but have not yet let go of? Drop it in the comments. Not for me, for you. Because naming it is the first step in releasing it. Here is what quantum physics tells us about this process. And this is where the science becomes indistinguishable from the mystical. In quantum mechanics, there is a phenomenon called quantum tunneling. A particle encounters a barrier that, according to classical physics, it should not be able to pass through. The barrier is too high. The energy is not sufficient. By every measurable standard, the particle should bounce back, but it does not. It passes through the barrier as if the barrier does not exist. It appears on the other side, in a state that was supposed to be impossible. You are that particle. The barrier is everything your old life told you was real. The limitations, the beliefs, the inherited trauma, the cultural conditioning, the voice in your head that says you are not enough, that you are not ready, that people like you do not get to experience this kind of transformation. That barrier is real in the sense that you can feel it, but it is not solid. It never was. And something in you, something that operates beneath the level of conscious thought, has already tunneled through it. You are already on the other side. You just have not opened your eyes to see it yet. This is what I mean when I say your ascension has already begun. It is not a future event. It is a present reality that your mind has not caught up with yet. Your consciousness has already shifted. Your field has already reorganized. The new frequency is already running through your nervous system. What remains is for the rest of you, the body, the identity, the habits, the relationships, the physical reality, to catch up with what your soul already knows. And this catching up, this is what feels like chaos. This is what feels like everything falling apart. Because the old structures were built for the old frequency. They cannot hold what you are becoming. A caterpillar's body literally dissolves inside the chrysalis. Its cells break down into an undifferentiated soup. And from that soup, from that apparent destruction, the butterfly assembles itself using imaginal cells, cells that carry the blueprint of what the caterpillar was always meant to become. Those imaginal cells were present from birth. The butterfly was always encoded in the caterpillar. It just needed the right conditions to emerge. You have imaginal cells, not literally, but energetically, consciously. There is a blueprint inside you for who you are becoming. It has been there since before you were born. Every moment of pain, every moment of confusion, every dark night of the soul you have endured was not random suffering. It was the dissolution necessary for your emergence. Every tear was a cell breaking down. Every loss was a structure releasing. Every moment of feeling completely and utterly lost was the space between the caterpillar and the butterfly, the sacred void where the old form has dissolved and the new form has not yet taken shape. And if you are in that void right now, if you feel formless, directionless, suspended between who you were and who you are becoming, then you are in the holiest place a human being can be. You are in the chrysalis, and the only thing required of you is to stop trying to go back to being a caterpillar. Let that sink in, because that is what the mind wants. The mind wants to reconstruct the familiar. It wants to rebuild the old identity. It wants to find solid ground, any solid ground, even if that ground is a prison. The mind would rather be imprisoned in the known than free in the unknown. And every spiritual tradition, every genuine teacher, every mystic who has walked this path before you has said the same thing in 1,000 different languages. Let go. Surrender. Stop clinging to what is dissolving. Trust the process that is moving through you. You are not falling apart. You are falling together in a way that your mind cannot yet comprehend. Now I want to go deeper, because understanding that you are in a process is helpful, but understanding the nature of the process itself, that is where real freedom lives. Your reality, everything you see, touch, taste, hear, and feel, is not happening outside of you. This is perhaps the most revolutionary insight in all of human knowledge, and it is confirmed by both ancient wisdom and modern physics. The observer effect in quantum mechanics demonstrates that the act of observation itself influences the behavior of subatomic particles. Before observation, a particle exists in a superposition of all possible states simultaneously. It is not in one place. It is in every place. It is pure potential. And then consciousness looks at it, and the wave function collapses, and potential becomes actual. And one reality, out of infinite possibilities, crystallizes into being. You are doing this right now, not just with particles, with your entire life, your consciousness, your attention, your beliefs, your emotional frequency. These are not passive responses to a pre-existing reality. They are the creative forces that generate reality. You are not observing a world that exists independently of you. You are collapsing a world into existence with every thought, every feeling, every unconscious belief you carry about what is possible and what is not. And here is where this becomes directly relevant to your ascension. As your consciousness expands, as your frequency rises, as you begin to dissolve the old beliefs and patterns that have been collapsing the same limited reality over and over again, the range of possibilities available to you expands exponentially. You are not just healing. You are not just growing. You are literally gaining access to timelines, to realities, to versions of your life that were previously invisible to you because your frequency could not reach them. Think of it like a radio. Your consciousness is a receiver, and the reality you experience is the station you are tuned to. For most of your life, you have been tuned to a narrow band of frequencies. The frequencies of your family's beliefs, your culture's expectations, your own accumulated fears and limitations. And within that narrow band, you experienced a narrow reality. A reality where struggle was normal, where love was conditional, where abundance was scarce, where your worth had to be earned and could always be revoked. But now the dial is turning. Not because you are forcing it, because the process of ascension itself is turning it. And as it turns, you start picking up signals from stations you never knew existed. You start having thoughts that do not feel like your thoughts, insights that seem to come from nowhere. Visions of a life so beautiful it makes you weep because some part of you recognizes it as the life you were always meant to live. Synchronicities that are so precise, so perfectly timed, that calling them coincidence would be an insult to the intelligence that orchestrated them. These are not random. These are the new frequencies bleeding through. These are the signals from the reality you are ascending into. And the more you pay attention to them, the more you tune into them, the more you trust them even when your mind says they are impossible, the stronger the signal becomes. Until one day, and that day may be closer than you think, the new frequency becomes your dominant frequency. And the old reality, the one built on fear and limitation and smallness, fades like a dream you can barely remember. But here is the part that requires your courage, the part that separates those who complete the ascension from those who get stuck in the chrysalis. You have to let the old frequency go, completely, not partially, not with one foot in each world, completely. This means letting go of relationships that keep you tuned to the old station, not with anger, not with judgment, with love and with grief and with the honest acknowledgement that you have outgrown something that once nourished you. This means letting go of habits, substances, patterns of thought, ways of spending your time that keep pulling you back to the frequency you are leaving. This means letting go of the need to be understood by people who are not on this journey. Not because they are less than you, never that, but because explaining a butterfly to a caterpillar is an exercise in frustration for both parties. And most importantly, this means letting go of your attachment to the old version of yourself. The version that knew how the world worked. The version that had it figured out. The version that could predict tomorrow based on yesterday. That version served you beautifully. Honor it, thank it, and then release it with the same tenderness you would release a child's hand as they take their first steps alone. Because who you are becoming does not need to know how the world works. Who you are becoming creates how the world works. Tell me in the comments, what is one belief about yourself or about reality that you are finally ready to release? Write it down there and let the act of writing it be part of the letting go. Pause with that. This is the shift from living in reaction to living in creation, from being an effect of reality to being a cause of reality, from collapsing the same wave function day after day out of habit and fear to consciously choosing which possibilities you bring into form. This is not magical thinking. This is quantum mechanics applied to consciousness. This is the observer effect scaled up from the subatomic to the human. This is what every mystic was trying to tell us, and what every physicist is slowly confirming. Your consciousness is not a byproduct of your brain. Your brain is a byproduct of your consciousness. Your reality is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens through you. And as you ascend, as your frequency rises, as you shed the layers of conditioning that kept you small, the reality you generate becomes increasingly aligned with the deepest truth of who you are. What we have touched on today, this understanding of the observer effect and how your consciousness collapses reality into being, is only the surface of a much deeper system. If you are ready to explore the complete framework, from breaking free of survival static to mastering the 9 ascending frequencies that transform you from someone seeking transformation into someone who embodies it, I lay it all out step by step in my book, Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery. It is linked in the pinned comment below. Now let me address something that might be creating resistance in you right now. Because if you are like most people on this path, there is a part of you that is terrified, a part that is whispering, but what if this is not real? What if I am making this up? What if I am just going crazy and dressing it up in spiritual language? What if I let go of everything and end up with nothing? I want to honor that voice, because that voice is not your enemy. That voice is the guardian of your old self, doing its job with fierce dedication. It has kept you safe for your entire life by keeping you small, and now you are asking it to step aside. And it is terrified because stepping aside feels like death. And in a way, it is death. The death of who you thought you were. The death of the known. The death of the predictable. But here is what that guardian voice does not understand. What dies in Ascension is not you. What dies is the mask. What dies is the limitation. What dies is the story that was never yours to begin with. And what remains, what is revealed when everything false has been stripped away, is so vast, so luminous, so achingly beautiful, that every tradition that has ever encountered it has fallen to its knees and called it God. You are not going crazy. You are going sane for the first time. The world you are leaving, the world of unconscious patterns and inherited beliefs and mechanical living, that was the insanity. Waking up from it feels disorienting precisely because you have been asleep for so long that sleep felt normal. Let me share something about the neuroscience of what you are experiencing, because your body is a participant in this process, not just a passenger. When consciousness shifts, the brain physically reorganizes. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural pathways and dissolve old ones. But what is happening during Ascension is neuroplasticity on a scale that most neuroscientists have not yet mapped. Your default mode network, the part of your brain responsible for your sense of self, your autobiographical narrative, your ego structure, this network is being disrupted. Studies of experienced meditators show significantly reduced activity in the default mode network. And what happens when that network quiets down is extraordinary. The boundaries between self and other become permeable. The sense of being a separate entity in a hostile universe dissolves. What remains is a direct experience of interconnection, of being part of something so much larger than the individual self, that the individual self is revealed to be what it always was, a useful fiction, a temporary focal point of infinite awareness. This is not philosophy. This is observable in brain scans. This is measurable in electromagnetic field readings. This is documentable in heart rate variability studies. Your body is literally being rewired for a higher order of functioning. And the symptoms you are experiencing, the fatigue, the brain fog, the emotional volatility, the physical aches in places that have no medical explanation, these are the symptoms of renovation. Your house is being rebuilt while you are living in it. Of course it is uncomfortable. Of course it is disorienting. But the house that is being built is so much more magnificent than the one being torn down. And here is something beautiful. You do not have to do this alone. And you are not doing this alone, even if it feels that way. Because Ascension is not an individual event. It is a collective one. Right now, across the planet, millions of people are going through exactly what you are going through. They are lying awake at 3 a.m. They are crying without reason. They are feeling the walls of their old lives closing in. They are searching for something they cannot name. They are finding videos like this one, not by accident, but by resonance. Because consciousness calls to consciousness. Because when one being raises its frequency, it creates a signal that other beings at a similar frequency can detect. You found this video because your frequency matched the frequency of this message. That is not coincidence. That is coherence. And this collective ascension, this simultaneous awakening happening across cultures and continents and demographics, this is unprecedented. Every spiritual tradition has pointed toward this time. Not as an apocalypse in the destructive sense, but as an apocalypse in the original Greek sense, an unveiling, a revelation, a pulling back of the curtain to reveal what was always there. Humanity is not evolving biologically in this moment. It is evolving consciously, and you are on the leading edge of that evolution, not because you are special in the way the ego wants to be special, but because you said yes. At some point, in some quiet moment that you may not even remember, your soul said yes to this process, and that yes set everything in motion. So what do you do now? How do you navigate this process with grace instead of resistance? How do you support your body and your mind and your spirit as they reorganize around a frequency that has no precedent in your personal history? First, and this is the most important thing I will say in this entire conversation, stop trying to figure it out. The mind wants a map. The mind wants steps. The mind wants a clear progression from point A to point B with measurable milestones along the way. But Ascension does not work like that. Ascension is not linear. It is spiral. You will revisit the same themes, the same wounds, the same fears, but each time from a higher vantage point. Each time with more awareness. Each time with more compassion. What felt devastating the first time you encountered it will feel like a gentle wave the fourth time. Not because the wave changed, but because you did. So instead of trying to figure it out, practice being with what is. This is the single most powerful spiritual practice available to a human being. Being with what is, not fixing it. Not understanding it, not transcending it, being with it. When the grief comes, be with the grief. When the fear comes, be with the fear. When the joy comes, and it will come in waves so pure they will take your breath away, be with the joy. Let every emotion move through you like weather through an open sky. You are the sky. You were always the sky. The weather was never going to destroy you. Second, honor your body. Your body is doing extraordinary work right now. It is processing frequencies it has never processed before. It is releasing stored trauma from your cells, from your tissues, from your very DNA. Epigenetics has shown us that trauma is inherited, encoded in the expression of our genes, passed down through generations. And what Ascension does is bring that inherited trauma to the surface for release. You may find yourself grieving losses that are not yours, feeling fears that belong to your grandmother, raging at injustices that happened before you were born. This is not pathology. This is purification. Your body is clearing the ancestral line, and it needs your support. Rest when you need to rest. Move when you need to move. Eat what your body asks for, not what your habits dictate. Spend time in nature, not as a luxury, but as medicine. The electromagnetic field of the Earth, what science calls the Schumann resonance, is literally calibrating your nervous system. The Earth is not just where you live, it is part of your healing technology. Third, guard your energy with fierce compassion. As your frequency rises, you will become increasingly sensitive to the frequencies around you. People, places, media, conversations that you used to tolerate will become intolerable. This is not you becoming judgmental. This is you becoming discerning. There is a vast difference. Judgment says something is wrong with them. Discernment says this frequency is not compatible with where I am going. And discernment gives you permission to make choices that your old self would never have made. To leave the party early, to turn off the screen, to sit in silence when the world wants you to be busy, to say no without explanation, to protect your field the way you would protect a newborn, because in a very real sense, that is what you are. You are a newborn consciousness in an adult body, and you need gentleness and protection as you find your footing in this new frequency. Fourth, find your people. Not by searching, by radiating. As you embody your new frequency, you will naturally attract beings who resonate with it. They will appear in ways that defy logical explanation. A conversation with a stranger that feels like a reunion. A book that falls off a shelf at exactly the right moment. A community that feels like home the instant you encounter it. Trust these resonances. They are not random. They are the universe rearranging itself to support your evolution. And when you find these people, these fellow travelers, do not try to convince anyone else to join you. The most powerful invitation is not words, it is frequency. Live at your new frequency, and everyone who is ready will feel it. Everyone who is not will simply not notice, and both responses are perfect. Fifth, and this is where we go very deep, release your attachment to the outcome of your ascension. This is the paradox that breaks the mind and frees the soul. You are ascending. It is unstoppable. And yet, if you cling to a specific vision of what ascension should look like, you will create suffering. Because your mind's vision of enlightenment is still a mind-created image. It is still a limitation. It is still a box, just a prettier box than the one you are leaving. True ascension is not arriving at a destination. It is the dissolution of the one who needs a destination. It is the realization that here, this moment, this breath, this exact configuration of your experience is not a waypoint on the journey. It is the journey. It is the destination. It is everything. When you stop needing ascension to look a certain way, something extraordinary happens. The process accelerates, because resistance is the only thing that slows it down, and attachment to outcome is a subtle form of resistance. It is the mind saying, I will accept this transformation, but only if it gives me what I want. And the universe, in its infinite patience and wisdom, waits. It waits until you are ready to say, I accept this transformation, period. No conditions, No expectations, no requirements, just yes. And when you say that yes, when you truly mean it, when it is not a spiritual performance but a genuine surrender from the deepest place in your being, reality cracks open. Not metaphorically. You will feel it. A physical sensation of expansion, a dropping away of weight you did not know you were carrying, a clarity so sharp it is almost painful. And in that crack, in that opening, you will see something that changes everything. You will see that you were never separate from what you were seeking, that the consciousness you were trying to ascend to was the consciousness you were ascending from, that the seeker and the sought were always the same, that the wave was always the ocean, pretending to be a wave, and now the pretending is over. This is not the end. There is no end. But it is a threshold, and once you cross it, you cannot uncross it. The seeing cannot be unseen. The knowing cannot be unknowed. And from this place, from this frequency, from this depth of being, you will live in a way that your old self could not have imagined. Not because your circumstances magically become perfect, but because your relationship to your circumstances fundamentally transforms. You stop being a victim of reality and become a conscious participant in its creation. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this happening for?" You stop seeking happiness and start radiating it. You stop trying to find your purpose and realize that your purpose was never something you needed to find. It was something you needed to be. And you are being it. Right now. In this moment. By listening to these words, by feeling what you are feeling, by allowing the process that is already underway to continue its sacred work. There is a concept in physics called escape velocity. It is the minimum speed an object needs to break free from the gravitational pull of a larger body. A rocket leaving Earth must reach approximately 25,000 miles per hour to escape Earth's gravity. Below that speed, no matter how much fuel you burn, gravity pulls you back. But once you reach escape velocity, something remarkable happens. The pull of the old body weakens with every passing moment. And the further you get, the less energy it takes to keep going. Until eventually, you are moving through space with almost no resistance at all. You are approaching escape velocity right now. The gravitational pull of your old life, your old identity, your old frequency. It is still strong. You can feel it. Every doubt, every fear, every moment of wanting to go back. That is gravity. That is the pull of the familiar. The known, the comfortable prison of who you used to be. And it takes enormous energy to resist that pull. This is why you are so tired. This is why some days feel impossible. You are burning fuel against the gravity of your entire past. But here is the promise, and it is not my promise. It is the promise of every law of physics and every spiritual truth ever discovered. You are almost there. The very intensity of what you are feeling is proof of how close you are. The darkest hour is before the dawn, not as a cliché, but as a precise description of the energetics of transformation. The resistance peaks right before the breakthrough. The gravity is strongest right before escape velocity is reached. And once you break free, once you cross that threshold, the energy that was required to resist the old pull becomes available for creation, for joy, for service, for the living of a life so aligned with your deepest truth that every cell in your body hums with the recognition of it. Consider coming back to this video tomorrow morning. Listen to it again as you start your day. Let these frequencies recalibrate your field before the noise of the world has a chance to pull you back into the old patterns. And if someone comes to mind as you listen, someone who is going through their own dark night, share this with them. When you pass this frequency forward, you create a ripple in the collective field that amplifies the awakening in both of you, strengthening your own coherence while giving them the exact signal their consciousness has been searching for. You are not starting this journey. You are completing a phase of it that has been underway for longer than you know, perhaps for lifetimes. Perhaps since the first moment consciousness looked at itself and wondered what it was. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself through the exquisite, unrepeatable lens of your particular being. And that becoming, that awakening, that ascension, it was never optional. It was never conditional. It was never dependent on you getting it right, or being good enough, or finding the right teacher, or reading the right book. It was always going to happen. Because it is what consciousness does. It evolves. It expands. It wakes up to itself. And you, sitting here, breathing, listening, feeling that resonance that brought you to this moment, you are consciousness in the act of waking up. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. So here is what I want you to do. Not as a technique, not as a practice, but as an act of recognition. Close your eyes if you can, and feel your body. Feel the weight of it, the warmth of it, the aliveness of it. Feel your breath moving in and out without any effort on your part. Feel the beating of your heart, that electromagnetic engine that has been running since before you were born, generating a field that extends beyond the boundaries of your skin, touching everything around you, entangled with the fields of every being you have ever loved. And now feel what is beneath all of that. Beneath the body, beneath the breath, beneath the heartbeat, there is something there, something still, something vast, something that has never been afraid because it has never been threatened, something that has never been confused because it has never been separate from the truth. Something that is watching all of this, the ascension, the transformation, the fear, the joy, the dissolution, the becoming, watching it all with a love so total and so unconditional that it makes the mind fall silent in the presence of it. That is you, not the thoughts, not the story, not the name or the face or the history. That vast, still, luminous awareness. That is what is ascending. And it is ascending not to somewhere else, but to itself. It is remembering itself. After eons of forgetting, after lifetimes of playing small, after years of believing it was just a person in a body in a world that did not care, it is remembering. And that remembering is the most powerful force in the universe. More powerful than gravity, more powerful than time, more powerful than every limitation that has ever been placed upon you or that you have ever placed upon yourself. It is unstoppable. You are unstoppable. Not the you that pays bills and worries about the future and wonders if it is doing this right. The you beneath that. The you that is reading these words right now and recognizing them not as new information, but as something it has always known. That you is already free. That you is already ascended. That you is already everything it has been seeking. And now the only thing left is to live from that place. One breath at a time. One moment at a time. One choice at a time. Not perfectly. Not without stumbling. Not without days when the old gravity pulls you back and you forget everything you know. But with the quiet, unshakable certainty that the process is underway, that the chrysalis is doing its work, that the butterfly is assembling itself from the beautiful chaos of your transformation, and that nothing in this universe or any other can stop what has already begun. Take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You did not find this video by accident. This moment was always going to happen. And everything that comes next is already being arranged by an intelligence so vast and so loving that your mind cannot comprehend it, but your heart already trusts it. If these words resonated with something deep inside you, if you felt that recognition, that knowing, that quiet yes from a place beneath your thoughts, then you are part of this awakening. And your presence here matters more than you know. Leave a word in the comments, just one word, that describes what you are feeling right now, not what you are thinking, what you are feeling. Let that word be your declaration to the field, your signal to the universe that you are here, you are awake, and you are ready. Subscribe to this channel not for information, but for frequency. Every time you return here, you are choosing to tune your consciousness to a signal that supports your evolution. You are choosing coherence over chaos, depth over distraction, truth over comfort, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Not everyone will understand, but someone in your life is lying awake right now, wondering what is happening to them, terrified that they are falling apart, not yet knowing that they are falling together. Your sharing might be the moment they realize they are not alone, that what they are going through has a name, that it is not pathology, it is ascension, and it has already begun. You are the ones you have been waiting for, and the wait is over. Now, if you felt this activation moving through your body, go watch the video titled, "If You Found This Video, the Universe is Done, Waiting for You to Listen." It goes deeper into why the universe has been orchestrating every signal in your life to bring you to this exact moment of surrender, and what happens once you finally stop resisting.